Hi, my name is Dare Oluwasomi. I'm a filmmaker and also a strategist. What I do is that I help people who have goals to achieve their desired outcomes. And in doing this, I've come to discover something very strange and very interesting. Also, I realize that we've identified a lot of things that stop people from achieving their desired goals. Well, one of the ones that I find very interesting is the one that we don't discuss about a lot. As humans, we have this tendency to seek the approval of people in whatever we want to do. And it leads me to something that is the cause of that. There is something I call the burden of expectation. We all seem to carry a measure of this burden in one way or the other. And you begin to think about this like, what is the burden of expectation and why do we even pay attention to it? The burden of expectation is something acquired. We acquired it from our society or from wherever we belong to. Depending on where you come from, your family or whatever religious body you belong to, or which community or society you grew up in, your family, your religion, and your society have certain expectation of you. So they're like certain invisible rules that we all seem to obey. And if you look at it properly, you realize something very interesting. Almost everyone in life who has achieved something great, from your Albert Einstein to Mark Zuckerberg to Elon Musk and to Bill Gates and the rest of them, I'm telling you, these are rule breakers. We call them rebels, especially people like Steve Jobs. These are rebels. These are people who favor their goals and the things they want to achieve over what people expect of them. Let me say that again. Rebels, high achievers, champions are people who favor their desired goals over what people expect of them. And that leads me to the question, when we consider the burden of expectation, do you even know which one you're carrying? Have you even identified that the things that you want to achieve in your life, one of the main reasons why you're not going after those goals the way you should go after them, and you keep making excuses, is because somehow, subconsciously, you're seeking approval from people in your life. And it seems that until they give it, you're not making a step. That is what I call the burden of expectation. It's like you're carrying this burden around everywhere, or you have it and it's pulling you down. And now I have to ask you, is it really worth it? If you consider your life in the last 10 years, in the last 5 years, and all the excuses you've been making, and all the people you're looking at in your life that you don't want to offend, and not achieving your goal, is it really worth it? You don't have time. Time is going, and I need you to become a rebel. I'm not inviting you to break laws and all of that, but when it comes to your goal, I need you to pursue it as if your life depends on it. I have been in that space for a while where growing up, people just look at me and call me pastor for no reason. And I wonder, for what reason? Do I look like one? Or is it because of my appearance? I look innocent and all of that. And because of that, there's certain perceived expectation I believe they have of me. And there are certain things I wish and I desire to do. But because people look at me in a certain way, I think they're going to judge me. They were going to judge me. Hence, I live those goals for a long time. I'm telling you, there's so many goals I've abandoned and I can't even remember them anymore. But I'm appealing to you the same way I'm appealing to myself today, that look at your life, make a list of expectations from people that might be stopping you from achieving your goals. What I want you to do right now, maybe take a sheet of paper, or if you have to do this mentally, take a mental note of things that you want to achieve and ask yourself, why have you not been pursuing them? What are the sort of expectations that people have of you? Do you want to study law and your family expects you to do medicine? Do you want to be an entertainer, a musician, and your people want you to be a lawyer? And you don't want to behave in a certain way because of the way you think they are going to judge you? Do you want to be an entertainment businessman, but you're also a pastor, and you're thinking, what is the church going to think about it? What is your religion going to think about it? These are things we need to set aside. And I have good news for you. The good news is that the people that you're trying to impress are not even impressed by your smallness. These are people who are going to be proud of you. They will celebrate you the day that you achieve those goals. So think about it very well. Make no more excuses. Take a look at this burden you've been carrying all your life and interrogate them and ask yourself, is it really worth it to satisfy people at the expense of your goal? Will you be happy? Look at your life right now, in 5 years from now, with all these excuses you are making. Will you be happier if you do not achieve these goals? These goals are not going to achieve themselves. They need you. They're counting on you to achieve them. So I'm inviting you, the same way I'm inviting myself, set aside this burden and take on the light yoke of not caring what they think about you, especially when it comes to you achieving those desired goals. Once again, my name is Dare, and until I see you again next time, stay ignited.